All right, hello everyone. This is your full moon yoga ritual for March 2025. Tonight we are tuning into the energy of a Virgo full moon. There's also a full lunar eclipse coming up on this full moon. So there's a lot of energy happening here, but mostly what we're going to focus on is the Virgo energy. So maybe like me in the last day or so, you felt yourself really needing to get organized, to plan ahead, to take control of your finances, to sort of gather your resources and make sure your home feels good, your body feels good, that your relationships are clear, and that there's no stagnant or tattered edges there. So tonight's flow will be opening, tuning into grounding to the earth and allowing ourselves to find our foundation. And so we'll be doing about a half-hour yoga flow with about a 10-minute meditation. I hope you stick around for the meditation. It's not very long. It's a chance for you to tune in to these energies, to yourself, to honor the full moon, to just allow yourself to be present a little bit more after the yoga flow. So we'll get ourselves nice and warmed up and stretched, and then allow ourselves to take about 10 minutes to do a meditation. Just so that you know, while I'm on the mat, I'm not going to be answering any questions or responding to any messages or comments, I should say. But if you want to stick around afterwards and share how you felt about the flow or anything that you've been tuning in with this particular full moon and how it's been affecting you, I'd love to have those conversations and get to know you. You can also ask me any questions. So just so you know, I'm live over on TikTok on my Android device, and I'm over on YouTube here on my laptop. So however you're tuning in, it's Mama Magma Yoga over on YouTube, and it's at Tamu Miles over on TikTok. So if yoga is your thing, or even not, if you want to try it for the first time, my flows are generally beginner friendly. I try to offer a lot of modifications and allow you to settle into the practice in whatever way works best for you, to just explore your body and allow yourself to become more present, calm your mind, all of that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we're going to hop on the mat. If you don't have a mat, don't worry about it. Let yourself practice in your living room, in your bedroom, whatever works. You can roll out a blanket or a towel. Just invite yourself to become present in the process. So we're going to start seated. I'm going to make my way over to my mat. I'm going to make sure that these folks over on YouTube can see me. That looks okay. And you guys over here on TikTok can see me okay. And let's get started. So we'll come down to our seat, send our legs out nice and long in front of us. We're going to start in Dandasana, which really helps us to ground through the root chakra or the Muladhara chakra. So we really want to first feel through our sits bones. So maybe rock side to side a little bit. Maybe you move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside so that you can really feel the connection of those sits bones on the earth. Take a moment to rotate your ankles, point and flex the feet. Let yourself get grounded and roll your shoulders. Might already be a lot. You might be feeling your core, but I encourage you not to slouch back and lean into your hands, but engage that core, sit up nice and tall and roll those shoulders back. We're going to jump right in today. So we'll bring our fingertips out beside us to the mat or to the floor, whatever you're working with. And on an inhale, we're going to reach the fingertips all the way up to the sky. Nice big reach. Exhale, palms come together and they float down to the heart. Start to settle in. Twice more. Inhale to reach. Exhale, float those palms down to heart center. Maybe you close your eyes for this last one. Inhale, reach it all the way up. You can point your nose up to the sky. And exhale, bring those palms together down at heart center. Let the shoulders relax. Take a little moment here to tune into the full moon, to feel where your body's at. One more breath. Nice. Release the fingertips. We're going to bend through the right knee. Then we're going to let that right knee open out beside us, bringing the right foot to the inner left thigh, knee, or calf, whatever works for you. And we'll take Janusirsasana. So we're going to up. You're trying to find length here. Nice reach through the spine. And on an exhale, it forward to wherever works for you. Hands can land on the knee, the shin, the floor. You can grab onto your foot and really allow yourself to fold down, but it'll really depend on where your body's at, how you're feeling, how tight you are. And we start to allow ourselves to soften here. Maybe as you settle in, you start to feel into those aspects of your life where you need to get more organized, where you want to plan ahead. What aspects of your home need some love and attention? Do you need to pay attention to your diet or your health? Just feel into that a little bit. Let the face relax. Let the jaw relax. Last breath here. Nicely done. When we're ready, we'll use our hands to slowly rise on up. Ooh. And we'll hug that right knee into the chest. And you can keep that right foot right where it is, or you can cross it over your left knee, ground down through that foot. Try to bring all four corners to the earth. Hook your left elbow on your right knee. Float your right fingertips around to the mat behind you. Sit up nice and tall for an inhale. And on an exhale, pull that right shoulder back and journey into your twist. Now, if your glutes are really tight, you might really feel this. You can rock side to side. You can play with your neck, nodding no or yes. Nicely done. When you're ready, bring it back through center. Let yourself fully unravel, sending that right leg out long. Readjust your sits bones if you other side. We're bending the left knee, letting the left knee float down away from us. Bringing that left foot to the right thigh, knee, or calf. We'll inhale, reach our fingertips up nice and tall. See if you can engage your core a little bit here. And on an exhale, drape it forward to whatever capacity this side has. How's that right hamstring? How's that left hip crease? Where do you feel the stretch? Can you breathe into your back body? Virgo is a great sign to help us think things through, to get really articulate, to play with words and with concepts. Maybe you expand your art more, or you're a writer and you really dive in, or maybe you allow yourself to explore your leadership skills in meetings or in conversations. Try to keep that breath flowing. One more here. Nicely done. On your next inhale, rise back up. Ooh, I can feel my lower back. Hug that left knee into the chest. Hook. No, before that, decide where that left foot is going. If it's staying there, if it's crossing over. And then we're hooking the right elbow on the left knee, left fingertips behind. We sit up nice and tall for our exhale. We journey into the twist. Just trying to keep a nice tall spine. You'll just get more out of the asana if you allow yourself to do so or challenge yourself in that way. Last breath here. Nicely done. Now we'll bring it back through center, unravel, and then rearrange yourself into the center of your mat or your workspace. And then we're going to come to bound angle. So the soles of the feet will come together. The knees will open nice and wide. Now you decide how much space between your groin and your heels that you would like. And you're going to grab onto your shins or maybe to your toes. I'm going to grab my toes this time. And we're just going to spend a couple of breaths butterflying the knees a little bit. So not very long here. See if you can make them nice and big and generous and really open through those hips. Ground down through that root chakra. Last breath here. Nice. And we'll let that come to stillness. Really drive the knees down towards the earth. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. See if you can really find your length. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then we'll bow it forward, sending the elbows wide, bowing the forehead towards the feet. Once again, tuning into our breath. Nicely done. When you're ready, slowly rise on up. Find your way to your seat. And then we're going to find a little bit of a challenge here. So you're going to bring your hands either to your shins, a nice grab on those shins, or if you can, hook your peace fingers on your toes, on your big toe, your big toe. Then you're going to sit up nice and tall and really pull those shoulders back. Notice that your feet are already starting to lift a little bit here, and you can start to rock just a little bit. Start to rock just a little bit. So even if you're grabbing onto the shins, maybe you find that easier. You're rocking back until those feet launch a little bit off of the earth and you find a little bit of air time. And then you see if you can hold it. Woo! Then you can see if you can keep that chest nice and tall, those shoulders rolled back, and then maybe you extend through the right leg. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to grab my big toe for this. Leg. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Nicely done. Bring it back through center and then take it to the other side. Maybe you grab your big toe for this one. Start to extend through that left leg. Stretch through that left hamstring. You've got it. Don't forget your breath. Nicely done. Bring that foot back through center. Let the feet come to the earth. Sigh it out if you need to. And then we're coming forward onto all fours, finding our first tabletop position. You've got it. Wrists under shoulders, knees underneath hip points, fingertips spread nice and wide. And we're going to take some nice big hip circles here. So just try to send your bum in a nice big circle. Doesn't matter what direction you go in. Try to keep with your breath, maybe matching breath to movement, inhaling on one side and exhaling on the other. One more in whatever direction you chose. And then you're just taking it in the other direction, really expressing through that other hip. Maybe really coming into the breath now. Let's just take one more here. You've got it. Come back through center. I'm going to turn just so that you can see me and see what I'm doing here. So we're going to take our right foot out beside us with the knee bent and the right foot pointing away from us. So you've got a 90-degree angle with that right knee. Gorgeous. Now just start to lean into that right knee a little bit. We're just getting used to being here. Feel where it feels comfortable. Maybe you need to wiggle it away from you a little bit more. Maybe you feel you need to bring it in a bit more. Last breath here. Nice. Then you're going to take your right hand and bring it right beside your right foot. So your right shoulder is leaning into your right knee. Then we'll send our left fingertips up towards the sky. See if you can point your palm in the same direction as your chest. Pull back with that shoulder. Press your right shoulder into your right knee or thigh. One more breath here. Nice. Bring that left hand back down. Walk the hands back to their natural position in your tabletop and reel old right leg in. Excuse me. We just had dinner and I seem to have burps. Couple of hip circles here. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So center yourself. And then bring that left foot beside you, left toes pointing away, and the left knee bent. Figure out if you need to create more or less space between that foot and your right knee, and then start to just lean into it. You could rearrange your hands. You can make sure that they track underneath your shoulders. Allow yourself to find stability here. One more breath. Gorgeous. Come back through center. Take your left hand, place it beside your left foot. Lean into that left knee and then reach those right fingertips up towards the sky. See if you can really feel that stretch in the groin and the inner thigh. Last breath here. Nice. Bring that right hand back down. Walk the hands back into the midline and bring old left leg in. Nice. You've got it. Let's walk the palms past the shoulders a little bit, curl our toes under, and send it up for a juicy downward dog. So your hips lift high and back. You ground down through your knuckles and the meaty part of your palm. And then you start to pedal it out. You can bend one knee and then the other. So in other words, you're dropping one heel and then the other. Maybe you're rocking the hips side to side. Maybe you're really pushing the earth away and seeing if you can bring your shoulder blades together and melt your heart towards your thighs. Just one more breath here. Nice. Then we're going to come up to the top of the mat. So we'll bend our knees, look forward, do your best kitty cat pounce impression, and then we'll slowly walk it up to the top of the mat or our workspace and allow ourselves to bow forward and surrender in a forward fold. Now, I know this is going to sound funny, but I really invite you to see if you can spread your butt cheeks. Really push that bum out behind you. Lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Maybe even flatten through the lower back. Press your belly towards the tops of your thighs. And then relax your head down. Allow the back of the neck to become nice and loose, really pulled by gravity. Last breath here. Nice. Let's take it up to standing. Bend your knees, drop your bum, lift your chest, send your arms wide, and rise on up, finding your way to a nice tall stance. Exhale, palms come together at the heart. Nice. Shake it off. Adjust your shirt or your pants. Get nice and comfortable. And then we're going to stand sideways on our mat or our workspace and send our feet nice and wide, so wider than your hips. Toes are pointing forward. Feet are parallel. Our shoulders are rolled back. Legs are engaged. We'll inhale, reach it all the way up. On an exhale, see if you can keep that nice length in your spine as you send your fingertips forward and send your booty back, reaching forward. Try to keep a nice flat back position here. Fingertips are parallel, or palms are parallel. You can see my hubby's hand in the screen. That's so cute. I love it. It's okay, Barb. You don't have to worry about it. Nice inhale in here. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Now let the back round a little bit. Let your head hang down. And once again, see if you can really send that booty out behind you. Spread through those butt cheeks. Send that tailbone up towards the sky. Let the head relax down. Let your hands fall wherever it works for you. You can practice bringing the palms in line with the arches of the feet if you'd like. See if you can take some nice deep breaths here. Last one. Gorgeous. When you're ready, you're walking both hands to your left foot. Maybe they come nowhere close. Maybe you grab onto the foot. Maybe you grab onto the shin or the calf and bow your forehead towards your left knee. Nice. When you're ready, release that foot, walk the hands back through center and walk them to the right side. Maybe you grab that foot, maybe you grab the leg, whatever works. Just see if you can find your stretch on the right side. There's no right or wrong here. You're just doing your best and feeling into your body, grounding down, cooling and calming the nervous system. Last breath here. Nice. Bring the hands back through center, right underneath your shoulders. Push the earth away from you and see if you can find that flat back position once again. So your elbows are straightening, palms are underneath your shoulders. Engage your legs, engage your core, take your hands to your waistline, and then see if you can rise all the way up, finding your way to a wide-legged Tadasana. Ooh, rearrange that shirt if you need to. I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit, but still keeping them wider than my hips, because we're going to come down into a goddess pose. So once you've found that sturdy spot, you're going to dial your heels in and point your toes out. Nice. Then we'll bring our palms together at our heart. This is to remind us to keep our chest lifted and our spine tall. We'll inhale in. Exhale, bend the knees and drop the sits bones. So try not to lean forward. Nice and tall. And when you get here, you can rock side to side. Try to trick the quads a little bit. Nothing's really going on here. It's all good. Maybe you see if you can drop that center a little bit more. You've got it. One more breath. Nice. Then we'll straighten through the legs. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. And exhale, just float them back down by your sides. Nice. Heel toe, the feet into the midline. Find yourself on your mat. Make sure that you find somewhere on your floor where it's nice and flat. There's no imperfections. You feel really grounded and sturdy on the floor. And we're going to play with tree pose. So you'll lean into your right leg. Bring your finger or palms together at your heart. Keep your spine nice and tall. And then we'll lift the left knee up towards the chest. Now, maybe this takes a couple of times to find your balance. That's totally okay. Nice. Once you feel like you've got stability, maybe you have to hold on to a wall. That's okay. You're going to decide where that left foot is going. The right calf, just not the knee. And then maybe we bring the toes to the earth, trying to open that left knee out to the side. You could also see if you can bring that left foot to the right inner thigh. If you're trying this variation, you're pressing the thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh, really finding stability here. Woo! My pants don't want to let me do it. Nice. What kind of tree are you today? I feel like I'm a willow in the wind. If you feel like you find stability, you can find your branches or let them grow. Maybe they just reach up. Maybe they just reach out. Maybe you find a mudra. Maybe fingertips come together up overhead. You've got this. Give yourself a chance. Breathe nice and deep. One more breath. Nice. And then release it to the floor. Shake out that right leg if you need to. Roll your shoulders. And we'll take it to the other side. So we're going to make sure that that left foot feels really nice and grounded. We'll bring our palms together at our heart again, finding that nice tall spine. And then the right knee will start to lift to the chest. So do this as many times as you need to find stability, and maybe you need to find a wall. And once you've found stability, you're deciding where that right foot is going. I'm feeling a little uneven on this side. Interesting. So remember, just try not to place it on the knee, but anywhere else on the leg is awesome. And toes on the earth is not cheating. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do that way on this side. All right, let's see if we can find some balance, some steadiness, and then maybe we start to grow our branches. Oh, I spoke too soon. We've got this. Ooh, maybe fingertips touch up overhead. Trying to keep that right knee open to the side. Gorgeous. I'm way off balance today. This is interesting. One more breath. Nicely done. Let it release. Shake it off. Be proud of yourself for even giving it a go. Maybe you really nailed it tonight and you feel powerful and awesome. Maybe you were all over the place like I was. Just let it be what it is. Enjoy the practice. We'll find our way back to the top of our mat, finding our tall Tadasana. And when we're ready, soft knees. Inhale to reach. Exhale, slice it down, find your way back down to that beautiful forward fold. Nice. One more breath here. You've got it. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step it back to a downward facing dog. If you need to take a vinyasa, go right ahead. But we're just pausing here for a moment in our downward dog, letting that tailbone shine up towards the ceiling, pushing the earth away from us. Gorgeous. Then the knees will come down to the earth. We'll find our way back to our tabletop. Swing the legs to one side, any side. Allow our bum to come to the earth. Send the legs out in front of us. And then we'll center ourselves on our mat and roll all the way down. Oh, finding our way down, letting ourselves soften. And we're just taking a twist to finish things off. Hug the right knee into the chest, send the left leg out long. Grab your right knee with your left hand, drag the right knee to the left side of the mat so you're rolling onto your left hip. Right arm drapes itself out on the floor beside you, and we let ourselves soften. One more breath here. Nice. When you're ready, float that right knee back through center. Give it one last little hug. Maybe you peel your nose up for a second. And then we'll switch the legs. Bring old left knee in. Make sure our back feels nice and grounded. Grab left knee with right hand. Drag left knee to right side of mat. Let left arm drape itself on the ground beside us. Last breath here. Nicely done, my friends. Let's bring it back through center. Send that left leg out long when we're ready. And maybe we decide to stay and do our meditation in Shavasana. If you do, you can cover yourself up. You can grab a pillow. I invite you to really make sure the lower back feels comfy, that your shoulders are rolled away from your ears. If you'd like to move to a seated position, which is what I'm going to do, we can roll to one side, any side, push ourselves up to a seat. I'm going to choose Sukhasana. You can come to a chair. You can bring a pillow underneath you. Find a nice, comfortable position where the spine can be nice and long. The crown can reach up towards the sky. And we can relax through the hands and the shoulders, soften through the jaw and the face. Find our way to stillness. Start to allow the nutrients of our practice to inform the body, heart, and mind. Now, because Virgo is an earth sign, tonight we are going to do a tree meditation. So I invite you, when you're ready, to close your eyes or soften your gaze, to allow your spine to be nice and long. Get out any fidgeting so that you can find stillness for a moment. And then I invite you to take your mind and heart to your favorite tree. Maybe that changes over time and you have many different favorite trees. Just pick the one that resonates with you the most in this moment. Find that tree, whether it's down a path, on a bluff, in a park, out in the wild blue yonder. Fully imagine it. See its bark, its leaves or its needles. What kind of day is it? Is it a hot summer day? Is it a spring morning? Is it an evening walk that you usually see this tree? How does the air feel? What can you smell and what can you hear? And then I invite you to take a seat at the base of this tree with your spine, your back, resting against its trunk. Get nice and comfortable. Let yourself lean back into that tree. Let the back of your head rest on its bark. Really allow the whole body to relax here. And take a moment to say hello to that tree. Maybe you look up into the branches. Maybe you just feel the texture of it on your back. Maybe you feel its roots extending down into the earth. Why is this tree your friend? Why are you attracted to it? And then I invite you to bring to mind everything that has been causing you stress, anxiety, worry, sorrow, pain, or anger. And with conscious mindfulness, allow all of that to move through your spine and into the tree. Let the tree take it. Let it turn it into something beautiful. Let it compost it for you. Just imagine that you are being able to dump that load of negativity, quote unquote, into that tree. And notice how the tree welcomes it as your friend, as your kindred spirit, as a fellow being that knows how to deal with all of that sludge or rubble, how it willingly accepts and with love takes it away so that you don't have to carry it anymore. Just imagine it all leaving your body. And I invite you to notice how your body, heart, and mind feel now. Is there a sense of lightness? Is there a sense of feeling a little bit lost, maybe? A little bit like refreshed and new? Maybe it's hard to actually let go of those things that we're familiar with, those old patterns and behavior. Sometimes they become part of our identity. So just give yourself time to feel as your body feels a bit more lightened, your heart a little less oppressed, a little less lonely, your mind a little less clouded. And then I invite you to open to the new, to think of your future, to think of your plans for the rest of the year or even just tomorrow. And what beautiful things can you invite in? How can you create beauty, love, and magic in your life? So follow your heart's desire. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of creating beauty, love, or magic? We're going to seal the deal with 3 nice, generous breaths. So as you're ready, nice deep breath in, long breath out. Twice more, inhale and exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Relax those shoulders. Bring your palms together at heart center. Lift up nice and tall through the spine. Relax your shoulders. We'll take one more breath in here together. And on an exhale, we'll bring the thumbs to the third eye. And we bow to each other. We bow to our practice. And we bow to this beautiful full moon, full lunar eclipse in Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. The light in me honors, cherishes, and is in continuous awe of the light in you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you got what you needed out of this practice. Maybe you stay and do some journaling for a little bit. Maybe you do some art. Maybe you just lie on your mat for a little while and allow yourself to really feel into your meditation a little bit more, or just feel calm. But if you stuck around for the whole practice, thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to practice with you. If you have anything to ask or to offer to the community or this practice, I would love to hear from you and see it in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope that you get out and see this full moon at some point and that it clears up here and we could actually see the eclipse. I don't know if we were able to see it last year when it happened, so it would be really nice to see it. But thank you so much, my friends. I'm not seeing anything come up. I'm just going to make sure over here on TikTok. I hope you have a great evening. I do these once a month on the full moon or around the full moon. It's always on a Wednesday. So if this is something that felt good to you and you would like to practice with me again, you can sign up for my newsletter at mamamagmayoga.com and find out when they're happening, or you can join my Facebook page or check out the link in my bio and find my link tree, all that kind of stuff. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll see you soon.